Before we get into today's video, if you could go ahead and click that I button in the top right hand corner of the screen, and don't forget to go and vote there as to whether you think I should continue this career mode. It'll make more sense when you see the episode. Hey guys, it's Gameface here, and welcome back to episode 10 of my Tottenham career mode. Now in today's episode we're going to be playing 3 matches, as well as simming 2 games as well, so we're going to get through 5 fixtures in today's episode. Quite a lot to get done. First game against Swansea, we're going to be playing in the league to try and get up some more points. Currently 3rd in the league at the moment, so need to try and catch a couple of teams up in front of us. Then we've got a game against CSK in Moscow. Since we're already out of the Champions League after the last episode, sadly, that means we'll be simming that game because there's not really much point playing it and take up an extra match in today's episode. Then we'll be playing the game against West Ham, not simming that one, we'll be playing it in the league. Then we'll sim the game against Hull City. It's a home match against Hull, we should probably win. And then we'll play Burnley also in today's episode, hopefully if we got time for that one. If not, then it'll be 2 games played, 2 games simmed. And yeah, before we get into today's episode, if we could try and hit 100 likes, then I would really appreciate it. Also, if you're new to the channel or just haven't subscribed yet, then please go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well. That'd be absolutely fantastic. Let's crack on with today's episode. And this is the side I'm going to go with for the opening game against Swansea. So it's also a changed team. You might have seen in the last episode that I've been playing with the 3-4-2-1 formation. The reason why I'm not going to do that against Swansea is because Swansea are going to play 3 up front, or as like a left and right winger and a striker. So for that reason, I'm not going to go 3 at the back, because then it ends up being 1-on-1 in defence, and that's not what we want at all. So we're going to go with a 4-man defence, and we're going with this sort of team. We've got Lloris, Walker, Alderweireld, Vertonghen and Davies in defence. Wanyama, Ali, City and Eriksen in midfield, and Harry Kane and Son start up front. So quite a strong team here, because of course we need to try and get some more points in the league, and we don't really have to think about the Champions League match against CSK in Moscow, because we're already out in that situation. So let's crack on with things, let's see how we get on, hopefully get ourselves 3 points here against Swansea, and start up hopefully a good run in the league. Okay then, here we go, hopefully this formation works for us. Of course we're going to be missing a little bit of width in today's game, I'm well aware of that, and Swansea will have a little bit of width themselves. But I'm aiming to try and overload them a little bit in midfield, have the extra man in there, and also the 2 strikers up against their 4-man defence. I'm hoping that the information I got that God, that's not very good. Hoping that the information I got that they'll be playing a 4-3-3 formation is correct, because obviously that's what I based my formation on today's game. So hopefully they are playing 4-3-3. If not, then we might have to change things pretty early on. It does look like a 4-3-3 from what we've seen early on, but it's difficult to tell at the moment exactly. But I'm pretty sure they're playing with 2 wingers quite high up either side of their striker. So it's just a case now of getting hold of the ball a little bit and getting the fullbacks on the overlap if we can. Eriksen into Son, he needs another runner from Dele Alli. He's going to now look into the back post. Harry Kane with a free header, saved by the goalkeeper. Couldn't quite get onto the end of it. Had to be cleared in the end. That's a really good bit of play though. Harry Kane getting himself into a great position. Completely free, unmarked. Sadly though, the header couldn't quite be directed past the goalkeeper. Harry Kane now back heels. And another good bit of intricate play that gets cut out this time. Really good start to the match so for us. A good promising chance there. Great pass, actually. Great chance for Swansea. Good save. Lloris out for a corner. Just managed to get one-on-one with us a little bit there. It's going to be a corner swung in here by Key. It's going to go into the middle. Eriksen's up there. Does manage to, I think, flick it away, but they've still got it here on the edge of the box. And we have managed to just about get that one away, I think, now. Oh, Siri's won it back brilliantly. High up the pitch. He's waiting for a run from Son. He just about makes it, but it's not quite managed to find him as cleanly as I'd hoped. Son now going to look for a cross into the middle. Harry Kane to the back post, punched away by the goalkeeper. Wanyama should recover this one. In fact, doesn't do as well as I'd hoped. Half-time, 0-0. It's happened a lot so far in this career mode, and it does get quite frustrating, undoubtedly, for you guys watching as well as for me playing. But it's happening, and I think it's just down to the attackers that we have. And it's frustrating. I was talking to people in the comments about it, and it's a case of the players I have going forward. I like them a lot in real life. I like them as players, you know, Harry Kane, Eriksen, like all these sort of players, but they just don't fit the way I play at all. Of course, I can't just get rid of them and sell them all, because then you basically turn it not into a Tottenham career mode. So it's difficult. I'm having to really work with players that I'm not really a huge fan of in-game, which is obviously making things a little bit tough. So I don't really know what the solution to that is. Do I sell these players, or do I just kind of say, you know, we're going to have to go with what we've got here, and the results we get are the results that we get. So I'm not really too sure. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I'm really trying, obviously, new stuff here, and Son had just scored a goal in the first few minutes of the second half. Son was the tactical change I made in this game, sticking him up front alongside Harry Kane to give us that bit of pace that I'm just on about. And he's got himself a goal here 5 minutes in, and this is a not bad build-up play. I think it's mainly Swansea not closing us down as quickly as they have been in the first half, slowing down a little bit here, but some with a decent strike and just managing to get the shot away. No saving that, 1-0. Good start to the second half, despite all I've said. It is still pretty much going to be the case, I think, unless we can find some sort of solution for the long term. Wanyama into City. He's going to play into Son. Now Son onto Ben Davies. Great opportunity to pull it back to Eriksson. Oh, good save. Really, really good save by Fabianski. He's starting to play quite well, actually, despite what I said at the start of the second half before we scored. We're actually starting to pass the ball around really well. And this is a sort of style I think you have to play with Tottenham, the passing style. It just doesn't always work because teams defend really well on Legendary. And we've seen that in many different episodes recently. So if we can have a team that just don't defend quite as aggressively as we've seen and put in so many blocks, then we will be able to get results and we will be able to get more shots on target and more goals. But it's just when you go up against teams that are just really aggressive and strong and prevent these passes going through them. What a block. What a block. I think Larry's probably had it covered, but it's a hell of a block there from Vertonghen out for a corner. Just another 30 minutes left of this game. The second half seems to have gone pretty quickly so far. 15 minutes in here. Dele Alli will now clear all the way up to Son. Can't quite get hold of it, understandably. Was up there by himself. Okay, all three changes. Gray, Lamar and Dembele all to go on. We'll take off City. We'll also be taking off Harry Kane and Eriksson as well. Basically just going to give ourselves a bit more pace going forward. Hopefully try and get ourselves a second goal in the remaining 22 minutes that are left of this match. So hopefully we can do that. Got to make sure we continue to put the press on Swansea and force them to pass it a little bit quicker and hopefully make some mistakes. We're still going with the two strikers despite having the lead. We're still going to be a little bit ambitious and go with that because I think we can afford to, and I think we're attacking well enough to be able to do that. It's on to Dele Alli now with a great chance. Ali! Oh, you've got to score it. Got to score it. Those are the blocks that I've been on about. That we've been seeing a lot of from various different oppositions. I just would never get that sort of block in that sort of crucial situation. The computer seems to be doing it a lot though, and that has just basically prevented the second goal. That was flying in the back of the net, no doubt. Some will deliver it in here. It's been headed away very well actually by the opposition. Vertonghen here, going to play it to Wanyama. Now onto Dembele. Son's free into Dele Alli to turn and maybe find a shot. Again, one back. Swansea being really aggressive trying to win this ball back, desperately trying to get it back off us so they can attack. And every single time we got on the ball, we're instantly pressed by them. Ball through to Son. Great opportunity for a second. Oh, come on. Why can't we score more than one goal? Or why can't we score goals at all? Really frustrating. That one's just a strike that's just gone narrowly wide. It's so close, but it's fine margins that have really just prevented us from getting any more goals or goals at all in some of these games recently. And that's another opportunity where you should be scoring, really. I should be scoring from that opportunity anyway. Lamar, who we've not seen much of since coming on, running forward. Should be a foul there, but nothing given. That's it, we've won the game 1-0. It's nice to get 3 points, of course, but it should have been a 3-0 win, I think, in my opinion. I think we've had enough chances here, and we just haven't managed to take enough of them, sadly. It's been the case, we're slowly working on it. Seems like we're slowly getting somewhere as well. The change of formation, I think, certainly helped going 2 strikers in today's game. 4 shots, 4 on target. I don't think that quite tells the whole picture, to be honest, because Son's shot wasn't on target, and for some reason that's not been included in the stats. So, yeah, not really too sure what's gone on with that one. I'm not 100% sure the stats are always accurate, to be honest. But still, 3 points was what we were wanting. We've got that. And, yeah, just need to work on the goals, as we have been needing to work in all the episodes, to be honest. On to some player drills now before we get on to the next game. We get CSK in Moscow, which we will be simming. Go with the exact same 5 drills that we've been doing over the last few weeks. And good progress for the Belgium centre-forward that we got in the youth academy. He goes up to 63 overall. So the other players, I don't think, moved, to be honest, at all this week. But hopefully they will do next week. We've still got plenty of weeks left this season to be able to try and train them up to a decent level. Okay, so on to the game. We get CSK in Moscow now in the Champions League. Since we can't qualify, we are just going to go with a really changed team. As you can see on the right-hand side there, I think it's like a 4-3-3 sort of formation that we've gone for. And yeah, we're just going to see how they get on. Of course, we don't really need a win. It'd be nice to win, of course, keep up the winning streak in today's episode, but it is a game with very little importance. We're going to sim it and basically just skip it straight away. It's a 1-1 draw, Lamela getting our goal and Tosic getting the goal for CSK Moscow from the penalty spot. And of course, that draw doesn't really, like I say, affect anything whatsoever. We do get a little bit of money though, even though we've gone out of the Champions League. We get £18.5 million, not too bad. I don't know how much money we'll see of that, to be honest, but Eriksson wants to play this next game against West Ham. We will be playing this game and hopefully get ourselves another 3 points in the league to kind of help us get a little bit closer to the teams above us. If we win this match, we go above Stoke City into second place, and that would leave us just 1 point behind first place Man United. Okay, so this is the team I'm going to go with for the game against West Ham. We've got Lloris starting in goal, Kyle Walker, Alderweireld, Vertonghen and Rose in defence. In front of that, Wanyama, City and Dembele in midfield. And then in front of that, we've got Dele Alli, Lamar and Harry Kane who starts up front. It's the same formation I just used to play that last game against CSK Moscow, but of course a better team. Eriksen does miss out in this game. A little bit surprising maybe, but I've gone with something a little bit different, including Lamar in the side. Give us a bit more pace and hopefully get ourselves a good result here against West Ham. You can see the rest of the team. Son was close to starting, to be honest, after getting the winning goal in the last game, but I decided to leave him out for this match after he did get some game time in the last game, and there are some other names missing out as well. Let's crack on with things. Let's see how we get on against West Ham. Hopefully get ourselves 3 points, because of course that will take us into second place in the league. Okay, here we go. We're at home for this game against West Ham. We of course got to get ourselves 3 points. Need a few wins in a row to try and get ourselves a little bit further up the league table. Hopefully we can beat them. Hopefully the tactics that we're putting out here are going to be good enough to get ourselves a good result. From what I've seen, from the information that I've kind of gathered, I believe they'll be playing fire at the back, which is partly the reason why I've gone for the 3 sort of attacking players to try and cause them a few issues going forward, and that's why we've gone 4 at the back, because I think they're also going to be playing 3 up front as well. So it'll be an interesting game, this one. Tactically, I'm hoping we've got it right. Again, we might have a slight issue with pace, but I'm hoping Lamar will try and cancel that out. Oh, this isn't going well. I'm making a lot of bad decisions as I'm passing at the moment. It's causing us a lot of issues in this game. At the moment, we don't look like doing anything at all in this match. Luckily, neither do West Ham. Kyle Walker going to go for a cross into the middle. Lamar was in there, was never really going to, I don't think, win that one though, sadly. Back into Lamar! Oh, how can you not score that? Oh, my days. I mean, I wasn't really expecting it, to be honest, but I got something on it. It just wasn't enough to get past Adrian. That's our only chance, really, I can remember of this first half, to be honest, and it was a very, very close one. Really good opportunity for us. Again, though, should have taken it, and we haven't. Okay, it's half-time, it's 0-0. I'm not going to say any more because it's all down to my passing at the moment. The reason why we're not doing very well is literally the passing. My decisions and the accuracy of the passes haven't been good enough. Let's crack on with the second half. Harry Kane now onto City. He's going to play it out wide there to Kyle Walker. Great chance for a cutback here. Wanyama to shoot. Good start to the second half already. Kyle Walker there got a bit of luck. City now to hit one. Again, gets blocked. A lot of numbers in their defence. So it's a good start to the second half. Improved the passing already. Got to make sure, just to say that, we pass it straight to their player. Should have kept hold of it and should have waited for an option. Lamar going to try and win this back. Oh, he's won it back. Can he finish it off? Go on. Oh my days, it's gone in. But how the hell has it gone in there? We've been so fluky. Lamar gets himself in behind. It's that little bit of pace, a little bit of desire to try and win back the ball that's caused it. It's that attacking threat that we don't really have for some of the other players that we have going forward. He's won it back. He showed a little bit of fight to try and get it back off James Collins, I think, there. Good initial save by Adrian. So fluky. It's come off Lamar, and we've managed to put it into an empty net. It's 1-0. It's the goal that we needed. 20 minutes left of this game. We're going to make a couple of changes here to freshen up the team. And, yeah, we do have a lot of players that are quite tired. Can't believe the way the goals come about, but we have been much better in the second half. Our passes have been more clinical and better chosen. So, yeah, I'm really happy with that. We're going to make a couple of changes, like I said. In fact, I'll make all 3 changes. Eric Dyer, we've also got Son and Janssen all coming on. That means we're taking off Harry Kane, Dembele and Wanyama. A lot of those players tired. Harry Kane, again, struggling a little bit to get into the game. It's frustrating. And I always say I like Harry Kane, just don't like the way he plays in-game, which is a little bit frustrating. It just doesn't, he's not my sort of striker, to put it simply. Hopefully, though, we can try and push on now and get ourselves a second goal with 20 minutes left, because that's been a much better second half from us, and certainly deserve to create a goal. Janssen looks to switch it out there to Son. He's got back to space to run into. Keate's going to try and catch up to him, and will, because the pass wasn't quite right. Son onto Siri. Now onto Lamar to hit one. Oh, just over the bar. Too much power behind it. Hits it really cleanly, but it's cleanly and over the bar. Janssen onto Lamar. Lamar now going to try and... Oh, this game's finished 1-0 again. So frustrating sometimes, because we're really starting to create chances and pass the ball better, which is great. But then they just intercept it and it just all breaks down again. It's 3 points. Fantastic that we've managed to get 2 wins in a row in the league. but we want to score more goals. We want to make the games a bit more exciting. It's not fantastic for you guys to watch, of course, if we're just getting one goal every game. It will happen. I'm confident it will happen eventually, but we're starting to pass the ball better. If we'd had 90 minutes of good passing, accurate passing, then I think we would have scored more goals. We didn't, but hopefully we will in the next game. You can see we're into second place now, 1 point behind Manchester United, so we're actually doing pretty well in the league, despite all my complaints about the way the team are playing. For me, I'd rather have a well-performing team than a high point scoring team. I know it's all about the points, but I want the team to perform well and get the points ideally. So hopefully that'll come in the future, whether it be, you know, after January or whatever, or maybe we don't even have it this season. We'll have to wait and see. We've had some player drills here. Phillips goes up, I think, to 55 overall this week, and hopefully next week we'll see some more growth from those players. So now onto the game against Hull City that I'm going to be simming, and then we'll hopefully have enough time to get on to the final game of today's episode. This is the side I've gone with for the game against Hull City. Lloris will start in goal. It's a 3-at-the-back formation, since Hull are probably going to play one up front, I think. Ginter, Dyer and Wimmer playing defence. Sissoko, Eriksson, Wanyama and Davies in midfield, with Lamela, Nkudu and Gray playing as our front three. It's obviously a changed team. I've got to think about the game against Burnley that I'll be playing in 3 days' time, which means we have gone with a rotated side. Let's see how they get on, though. Hopefully, with it being a home game, we can get ourselves 3 points. Wanyama scores just 3 minutes in. That's 1-0. It's a great start. We're going to sim it now, and we've won the game 3-1. That's fantastic. Another 3 points for us. That's 9 points in the league in today's episode so far, which is great news for us. And you can see the rest of the players that scored there. Wanyama got 1, Nkudu and Sissoko, and on the opposition, Mason, our former player, scored against us. Okay, so we've offered some of the youngsters in our youth academy a few contracts. I think we've got one more to hear back from as well. We've got a guy called Bernard here. I think that's the centre forward, the Belgian guy, which I've been training a little bit. We've got this guy as well who's also signed. The reason why I've tried to sign them is because the board's complaining about us not meeting that objective. So we're going to try and meet the objective, hopefully by signing the third and final one in the next few days. Got a scout report back here on a player that's looking for in midfield. I'm looking for maybe another midfielder. This is just one of the options. I was just scouting. I have no idea what stats-wise he looks like, but something that I might continue to keep an eye on, see how he gets on. Okay, so this is the side that I've gone with for the game against Burnley. We're going with the exact same formation I've just used for the last game. Lloris will start in goal, Eric Dyer, Alderweireld and Vertonghen as our 3-man defence. Kyle Walker, City, Dembele and Rose in midfield. We'll have Eriksson, Son and Janssen this time who's going to play up front. I've had to sub Harry Kane. You can put it down to the fact that we've got the game against Man United in 4 days' time, or you can put it down to his performances. It's probably a mixture of both, to be honest. We're going to see how we get on with Janssen up front, who I've actually been quite impressed with. This is the rest of the bench. This time, Ali's the one that sits out in order for us to get a bit more pace on the pitch. Let's see how we get on. Got to make sure our passes are really accurate like we saw in the game against West Ham. Got to try and improve our decision-making on that side of things as well, and see whether we can get ourselves another 3 points. Okay then, so here we go at White Hart Lane for the final game of today's episode. Got to try and continue our winning streak. I want to try and do it a little bit more elaborately than what we've managed to do in the first 2 games we played in today's episode. We've got to try and get more than a goal. Of course, the win is the main thing, but we are certainly after more goals in today's game. Burnley really aggressive so far. Lloris with a good save in the opening couple of minutes, winning it back off us in defence really well. So far, Burnley have started very strongly, as every team is at the moment. They all seem to start really well, but also be really aggressive with us and push us all over the place. Janssen to try and turn his man, he's done well. Janssen to shoot, saved. Eriksson's following it up and can't stretch there. Such a good chance in the opening 10 minutes, and so far, both of us having really good clear-cut chances. Janssen going to hold this up for Son. He should have made an earlier run there, but he's still going. Does he have the pace to get away from Matthew Loughton? You would have thought so. Son's running from the counter-attack. Son to shoot, saved easily, but Janssen's there, and oh my days, that sums up our luck at the moment. Janssen went with his weaker foot. It was going in the back of the net, so the goalkeeper jumps up and saves it. I mean, that's kind of the picture of this career mode recently, isn't it, to be honest? Can't get it in the back of the net. Janssen, go on, into Dembele, gets brought down. Oh, surely that's a penalty. Surely that's a penalty. Got his legs wiped underneath him. Oh, can't believe the ref's not given that. Really good bit of play, really good chance. Again, just not getting the rub of the green at the moment. That's kind of been the main issue for us. Let's say that that's a foul. It is. Half time, as we're on the attack. Yeah, 0-0, you've probably guessed it again. That's 3 games in a row that we played in today's episode that's been 0-0 at half time. I mean, I'm out of suggestions now to try and get ourselves a goal in the first half. I don't know what's wrong. And yeah, we're just going to have to keep going, try and improve, but it's really laborious, to be honest, to try and, again, just repeat the same scenario in every single match of us being 0-0 at half-time and really struggling to get the ball in the back of the net. It's happening time and time again, and we're just unable to score at the moment. Obviously, we've managed to score in the last 2 games, but still, 1 goal's not really enough against some of these teams, is it, to be honest? Got ourselves a free kick here. Again, a fairly lively start to the second half, as we've seen recently as well. But it's a free kick, and free kicks are something that I've not really excelled in, ever. Dembele running forward, look for the pass through to Eriksen. It's a really good chance. Eriksen smashes it home. Finally, we've got ourselves a goal. Christian Eriksen strikes it really well into the back of the net. 10 minutes into the second half. Exactly the goal that we needed here. Great run from Dembele. Finally, the correct run was made, and the correct way of pass as well. It all just finally clicked into place, and it's a really good finish from Christian Eriksen. We've finally scored. It's 1-0. Come on. Now let's try and get ourselves a second goal. We've got plenty of time to do it. We can't just really sit at 1-0, because eventually a team will come along and they'll be happy with that. They'll get themselves an equaliser. Oh, my days. Great chance. 1-1. I mean, I don't really have any words for that. I said about the team who went along, getting the equaliser, we had to get ourselves the second goal. It's all come from our own mistake, I think, as well here. It's all come from Son running forward, trying to play that pass. The pass should have quite clearly gone to Kyle Walker, but I think the game had another idea on its hands. And then from there, they just attack. Kyle Walker's out of position. So is everyone. Look where Danny Rose is. Look at the centre-backs now. Look at the gap in between Danny Rose and the centre-back. Ugh. Let's make some changes. All 3 changes, Gray, Lamar and Ginter all to come on. We'll take off Dembele, Son and Janssen. Got no option really, just to kind of go all out for it a little bit. Gray's coming against his former club. Harry Kane's not coming on. A deliberate decision, but yeah, we've got obviously a game against Man United coming up and not been so impressed with Harry Kane recently, which again pains me to say because I like him. But we'll see how he gets on for the final 20 minutes and hopefully we can find a way of getting ourselves a second goal. So we've not managed to do this episode, by the way. Lamar trying to run his way through, couldn't quite manage it. Hopefully going to try and... Nope. I was about to say try and create something, but our passes are just too delayed and the opposition just too aggressive. Terrible pass. Terrible, terrible pass again. The worst thing about this is we look more likely to lose this game than win it at the moment. That's the most frustrating thing. Oh, we're just doing it ourselves. It's all of our own doing at the moment. No, no, not again. Oh. Oh my God. Oh, that is the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. What was that pass? Oh, this is unbearable. Oh, this is terrible. What's going on? What is going on? Oh, no. That's it. This is the final episode of the Tottenham career mode. Oh. This is it, the final straw. It's going to be Barnes to step up. We've saved it, but I'm not even going to celebrate, to be honest. Unbelievable. I don't know where to begin. I can't believe we've drawn against Burnley there, but it should have been a loss. I mean, it really should have been that penalty at the end that we managed to somehow save. I mean, I'm sweating. This is not a good performance again. Not a good performance. And yet somehow, despite the dreadful performances, we're level on points with first place. I have no idea. I mean, this isn't particularly fun to play. So how's about we have a vote in the top right-hand corner? Do you want this to continue or not? Because at the moment, it's not particularly enjoyable to play. The performances aren't great. We're not scoring many goals. There's lots of things that are not going to plan with this career mode. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below and also by voting in the top right-hand corner. Just click that little I button on the top. And yeah, we'll decide whether this should be the final episode or not. And it'll be basically down to you guys. Do you want me to continue to try and persevere and pursue this and just potentially go through lots more bad results before we can get to any good ones? Or do you want me to just end this and move on to a different team? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Most of all, though, vote in the top right-hand corner on that little I button. That is everything for today's episode. Thank you all so much for watching. Of course, yeah, things, even though we're somehow getting points, it's just not right in game at all for us. We're not playing very well, and there's a huge difference when I go for the Tottenham and Manchester City career modes in terms of performance. And it's not great. So let me know your thoughts. If we could try and 100 likes on today's episode, then I'd really appreciate it. Also, if you're new to the channel or just haven't subscribed yet, then please go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well. That'd be absolutely fantastic. And yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.